Hey, if you like my content, please consider subscribing, drop a like on my video, and share it on social media. Also, I have found out that YouTube's algorithm punishes creators that get short watch times on their videos. So if you can, please stick around to the very end. If you're a person who does not like my videos well enough to stick around to the very end, please go down in the comments and tell me what I can do to improve them. I make videos challenging the woke agenda that has been spoon-fed to us for the last several years. I'll also make videos challenging anything else that I find that doesn't make any sense to me. So thanks for watching. Now on to the video. So we have another video by Ana Bey that I want to talk about. I tell you, she's just got some great material on her channel. It is amazing. The advice that she gives to women is top notch. You know, if you want to get really bad advice on how to have a successful long-term relationship, you should follow Ana Bey and do whatever she tells you to do. No matter what it is, just do it. Not that she ever contradicts herself, ever. I have not watched this video yet, so let's go ahead and dive right in and see what all the fuss is about here.
Really weird about that.
What?
Really weird. So
What is she doing?
Actually get really weird. That's why I don't go on dates much, because I feel really weird when people buy me things.
Is she serious?
When was the last time a girl bought you dinner?
When was the last time a girl bought you dinner? But ladies, welcome to the new normal. This is part of 2020, our dating culture where women are expected to split the bill with men and treat men for dinner and take men out for dinner. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. The topic for this video is to understand what to do when the bill arrives. So the bill arrives in a restaurant, and the man has invited you for a date. I'm hoping in this case that the man actually at least was the one who suggested the date. But I don't know, if you also take charge of that, then you're definitely wearing the pants in this relationship.
Yeah, right. Okay. So what I found dating American women is that they have to ask you out. If you ask an American woman out, then she will just out of reflex say no. Unless you're, you know, Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise or one of these people that has the fame and fortune and the looks that she desires. If you're watching this and you're looking for a woman to be in your life, what you have to do is you have to make friends with a woman and you have to spend time with her until she initiates a relationship. And then you can ask her out. Now, she'll make it seem like it's your idea probably, but you would not really ask her out. You'd just be like hanging out with her a lot, and then you might like say, hey, I was gonna go grab a cup of coffee, did you want to come hang out a little bit? And that's how your relationships grow in America, because it's this weird thing that we've developed over the years where we don't court each other anymore. There used to be a time when it's like everybody knew what was going on. Men and women were getting together at social events to look for a long-term partner. That's what they were doing. Now it's like you're not supposed to make it obvious that you're looking for, unless it's on online dating, then that's okay. But anywhere else, no, you're not supposed to like walk up to her and be like, hey, I like you, I think you're cute or whatever, and you want to go grab some dinner or something. You're not supposed to do that. That's taboo now in our culture. In case you didn't realize that, or in case you're in a different country. Let's see what else she has to say here.
So the bill arrives, and what do elegant ladies do next? Should you pull out your wallet?
Ladies.
Should you be reaching for your bag? Should you put on those charades just to prove yourself that you are a worthy woman who is not a gold digger?
Did she just call women whores? You're a worthy woman whore? She just called women whores. Check it out. Let me see.
Just to prove yourself that you are a worthy woman who...
Yes, she just called, you're a worthy woman whore. This is what she thinks of the people watching her channel. She has a lot of people watching her channel. Let's take a look here. Okay, so she has 383,000 views on this one video here. 222,000 views on this video here. 296,000 views on this video here. Like, look at this, 600,000 views. Be a lady, they said, took down my video. What is this here? So as you see here, there is 31,000 likes and 1.3 thousand dislikes is all. That's a pretty high dislike to like ratio, but that's not amazingly high. I mean, I would expect her to have fewer than 1,000 dislikes on here. But that's not crazy high. It's not like there's 7,000 dislikes on here and 30,000 likes. That would be high. So people are not watching her and ragging on her. They are watching her because they like her content. And she calls you whores. Yeah, her whole business model is based on getting women to bag billionaires. According to Forbes here in 2020, there are 2,095 billionaires in the world. 2,095 billionaires. I think at least one of those is a woman. Oh, I know at least one of those was a woman. There was a big deal, what was in 2018, where they're saying, oh, we have the first self-made female billionaire in the world. So there are other billionaires that are women. So some of these are women. Let's just go with there's 2,080 billionaires in the world. Yet somehow she plans on getting 270,000 women to bag billionaires. That's not going to happen. Or what do we got down here? Elegance, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, 336,000 views. So 336,000 women. There's probably a lot of men who watch this too, just to like see how stupid she is. It's one thing to want to be elegant and to live in that lifestyle, but you're not going to get to be that way for the majority of men. There's just not enough men to go around. And what Ana Bey is doing here, we'll talk about in a minute, but she is a narcissist, and I'll try to show that to you. We'll see what the video has. I've not watched this video, so. Ana likes to hear the sound of her own voice, and she says a whole bunch of stuff about etiquette that doesn't matter, so I'm cutting that out. Moving on to her next point.
You should never have to pull out your wallet. You should never even have to bring your wallet to a date with a man.
Okay, so you're giving bad advice here. If I had $1 million and I took a girl out, I asked her out, and she said yes, which would never happen, but if that were the case, and on that date she didn't offer to pay for at least a portion of the cost of that date, then I would not ever want to see her again. Because, hey, society has told us for how many decades now that women have to pay. Women are equal to men. Women can pay. Women are independent. All this stuff. And it's like, okay, so if you want to have that, then you're going to have to be a participant in this situation. And if I have this much money and you're not willing to pull out your wallet and pay, then I'm going to assume that you're with me because you want that free meal, that you want something from me financially. And I'm not going to be with a woman who wants anything from me financially. This is a lesson that I learned within the last few years, really, when it came down to it, because with my wife, I lost my job. And I was expecting her to be like, well, you better get a job quick or else this is over. But her attitude was, Steve Jobs lost his job once, so, it's fine. You can lose your job. It's not the end of the world. But my wife is not American. My experience with American women is they expect the man to bring the money to the table, whereas my wife is like, this is a partnership.
Because the norm is that the man pays full stop. Now, how do we handle the situation elegantly? The next step is to execute everything with confidence, meaning that you actually sit there and you are very neutral. And you also understand that there is no need to really say or do anything in the moment when the bill arrives. We don't really care what's going on in his head right now. All we care about is what's fair and what's the norm. And the norm.
So you care about what's fair, but yet you're telling women here that it's fair to take advantage of men for their finances. Because see, the thing is with Ana Bey, in her mind, you just being there with that man is payment. That is, you're giving him your time and your presence. Therefore, he should be paying you for that. So in other words, you're telling women to be prostitutes. That's illegal in the United States. In most places, there's a few places where it is legal. It's illegal in other countries too. But yeah, so what you need to do is stop, Ana.
The norm is a man pays full stop. If a man doesn't want to pay the bill, he wants to split the bill, or he wants you to pay the bill. Sorry, it's very hard for me not to laugh because I start picturing these men. Do you really want to be with a man who wants you to pay the bill or who wants to split the bill with you? If you do not feel comfortable.
Well, the reality is that's the world we live in. Women demanded the right to work and have their own education and their own job and not be dependent on a man. So now we have a society where you have to work. You have to have a two-income family. The odds of you being able to make it in most places in the United States on one income are slim to none. We already went over the numbers. And you are getting 300,000 views on your videos on average. So the woman is going to have to bring something to the table as far as finances are concerned if you're teaching these women to go after these billionaires. Now, if they go after a millionaire, they might be able to get that. There's a lot more millionaires in the world. So they might be able to do it that way, but still at the same time, there's not enough millionaires to go around. And if I had enough money, or you'd not come anywhere near my radar, you're not attractive. Even where I'm at now financially, I wouldn't pursue you based on your looks alone.
Occupy yourself with something. Do something. I don't know, check something quickly on your phone or excuse yourself to go to the bathroom, even though men really see through that. I think checking your phone is probably the safest bet. You can just quickly check your messages. I mean, if we are not in a very formal restaurant, if we are in a more formal setting, it might feel a little bit awkward to be on your phone, but most restaurants you can actually discreetly just check something like that. That's fine. And then lastly, this one is optional, but it's definitely recommended for those ladies who feel very insecure about this moment. They need to establish somehow that they're not going to pay, and they need to be clear about it. So in that moment, if you want to establish the fact that you are not going to pay, that you are expecting him to pay, then what you can say is simply, "Thank you for inviting me. I've had a wonderful time." Or anything where you're basically just thanking him for inviting you, which is very important that that gets phrased, and then just say that you had a good time and that's it. We're talking now about good manners and just being polite. You are sending out an energy in that moment, and you really need to position yourself correctly, because there are stupid ways how you can be positioning yourself, and that's by pulling out wallets and pulling out bags, because then you're educating him and showing him that it's actually okay for the woman to pay, and that you are kind of being open for that to happen. No, no, no. You do not acknowledge the fact that you have to pay. You do not acknowledge the fact that you somehow must contribute. You show gratitude and you are neutral and you act with manners and politeness, but you do not pay. And that's the end of story of that. And you know what's really worse is if you are actually in the beginning of stages of dating this man and you are showing to him from the beginning that it's okay if I pay. I don't mind paying for you sometimes. It's okay that you don't treat me always. It's okay that you do not treat me as a woman. When you send out that energy to him from the beginning, how do you think that's going to play out later?
Yeah, so Anna equates money with being female. We looked at this in one of our other videos. She talked about man has to pay her an allowance. And she just said that it's not okay for a man not to pay for you. You can't have that situation. So she equates femininity with receiving money, and that's just not reality.
Don't you think that what you're doing right now is opening up the pathway for a 50-50 relationship? I mean, do you think that it will...
That's terrible. You open up the pathway for a 50-50 relationship? Now in my relationship, I pay for more things than my wife does, at least as far as I can tell, but that doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. We keep separate finances, but then we pay for stuff, and it's fine. We don't argue over money, and neither one of us is like, oh, you can't have my money. We live within our means, and then we pay for things as we need them, and we support each other, because you never know when one or the other is going to be in a situation. With the lockdowns, her business was locked down for a little while, and so it's like, all right, I'm paying for you. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world if one partner has to pay and it's not the man who's paying. You know, what she's talking about here is complete selfishness. See, like I said, she's a narcissist. Remember that movie Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio? In that movie, his father owned his own businesses and was doing well, but when his business failed, he became a public servant, a mailman, and in those days, mailmen didn't make very much money. But his mother, in response to this, moved on to another man who made a lot of money. This is kind of typical of a lot of women like Anna here. And this is the kind of woman that she is. Is that the kind of woman that you want to marry? A woman who's only going to base her desire to be with you on how much money you have? Yeah, not a good choice. Like I said, narcissist.
You want to step into the power of the feminine energy. Now, how does that justify...
If you want to step into the power of feminine energy, then you have to be subservient to a man. Because if a man is bringing all of his financial resources to the table for you, then you have to be the one who will listen to what he says and do what he says. Not that you need to be a slave or a servant to him, but you know, a good man will give you your independence. But then when decision that needs to be made, an important event that has to happen, then you will be like, okay, I listen to him, I do it because he's the one who's putting everything on the line. You're the one who's being taken care of, so you would be the subordinate in that situation, and that's not the kind of relationship I want to have. But if that's the kind of relationship that you want to have, Anna, which I know it isn't, but if that's what you're saying you want, then go ahead and get that.
By the action of wanting to pay for a man or offering to pay for a man, when that action is incredibly masculine. Paying for a man or paying for somebody is a masculine action. So if you are with me on this journey to flourish as this feminine creature and woman that you are, why are you still taking masculine actions? I know why. A lot of women have this bad habit of offering to pay or even paying for men. That's because we have been programmed as women, as everybody in our society, to believe that you are more high value if you show that you can pay as a woman. So what happens is that many women, they end up validating their own worth by paying or offering to pay for a man, just to show the world that they can pay, or the fact that they're not gold diggers. But you know what's happening there? You are walking straight into a trap. Understand that this trap has been created by men to control women, to benefit men. And then this trap has been...
This trap was not created by men to control women. It was created by women because they thought that men had it so easy. Women, even today, will come to me, oh, men have it so easy. They don't have to do anything. It's just so easy. Life is just so easy for men all the time. Even Anna says that, you know. This country was set up the way that it is for men by men, and women struggle to survive. And they have no idea what they're talking about. Men only start doing well once they start having money, and usually in their older age. And not all men get to that point. Not all men get to a point where they have money that they can just go, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm attracting women because I have money. I'm free to do whatever I want to because I have that money, you know. Whereas women, they start out life on easy mode. What they do is a 20-year-old woman, she's in her prime of physical fitness at 20, typically. So she's going to be most attractive and have most opportunities at that point in time. Whereas it's the opposite for men. Most men are like at 40, 50. That's when they're in their prime because they might not look their best, they might not physically be their best, but they have what society values in a man, which is money.
I want you to apply critical thinking. I want you to be able to expand your consciousness and your mind and to actually ask yourself, is this really what I personally feel and want? Or are these thoughts somehow imposed on me? Now,
so that's not critical. You want to do the opposite of critical thinking. You just said, is this really what I feel and want? Feeling is not critical thinking. If you feel a certain way, should you act on those feelings? Most of the time, no, in my experience. I mean, there have been times when I've had some pretty dark feelings, and it's like, yeah, you don't act on those feelings. You get into a negative space, and you don't act on those feelings. And there's other times when I have really positive feelings, but I'm in a situation where expressing those positive feelings to their fullest could be dangerous or harmful. So you don't have to act on feelings. And Anna doesn't get this. She thinks that women should be acting on their feelings. And that's the thing. Like I said, she's a narcissist. She doesn't understand critical thinking. She understands how she feels and what makes her feel good. And she thinks that all women are going to benefit from this.
Ultimately, ladies, my mission is to help you set better boundaries with men, is to empower you so that you get what's fair in life and that you're...
Better boundaries with men and what's fair in life. We've gone over this before in previous videos, but her idea of what's fair in life is the man pays for the woman, period. He buys her, basically. So she wants women to be chattel. That's great. But she also wants women to be independent. She wants women to be independent chattel. Good job. So she makes no sense. It's because of her narcissism. See, so narcissists will do this. It's all about them. So they'll contradict themselves without a second thought. She thinks that a man should pay for her, give her an allowance so that she can keep that as her own. That's not reality. And we've looked at the number. Like, there's not enough billionaires to go around for all the views that she's getting. Yes, I know that a lot of people want to be taken care of in this world and have a financially easy life, but that's not really what you think it's going to be. My mother had a friend that she grew up with, a young woman, and her friend ended up getting married to a man who had money, lots of money. And like 3 years later, she divorced him. Why? Because she had nothing to do in her life. She had no challenges anymore. So once you take away your purpose for existing, it might not be what you want. It's like, even if I had all the money I needed to live comfortably for the rest of my life, there are so many goals that I want to accomplish. There are so many things that I want to do. So it's not about having money so that you can just sit back and do nothing. It's about having enough money so you don't have to worry. And Anna doesn't understand that. She thinks that it's all about getting to the place where you're pampered. She even, she does this YouTube channel and she does this School of Affluence thing that she does full time. So she even has these goals, these aspirations of running this business. Why would she have that goal, that aspiration, when supposedly she claims she has a rich husband? And even if she doesn't have this rich husband person, which I don't think that she does, but that's a topic we'll get into in a few minutes. Even if she does have this rich husband, why would she keep doing this? She does this because this gives her some reason to get up in the morning every day. Right? I think that all of her money comes from this channel, from her School of Affluence. So all you ladies out there who are giving her money, stop right now, because she's lying to you. She is telling you she has a man when she doesn't.
And that you're not throwing yourself under the bus just because somebody said so. I know this is not easy to implement, especially not in today's harsh dating climate, in 2020 when women are expected to go 50-50 with men.
I don't think my wife ever paid for a single date that we went on. And I've gone on other dates with women, and I was like, they're like, I didn't even bring my wallet. And I'm like, oh, that's okay, you can pay next time. They're like, what? What do you mean I can pay next time? Like, this is 50-50, isn't it? You want 50-50 in this world, don't you? Like, no, you're supposed to pay for me. So it doesn't happen today, so she's full of it.
Repel the man who wants a woman who pays, and we can instead attract a man who is more traditional, who would never want his woman to pay.
I'm one of the most traditional people I know regarding relationships, and I expect my woman to pay. Not because I think it's her duty, because I think it's just her responsibility. I mean, sorry, we have bills to pay. I can't afford to support you. You're going to have to contribute to the finances. That's how it is.
To ourselves, you know what? We're gonna put our foot down. We're gonna educate men with our own behavior by not reaching for the wallet, by not reaching for the purse. This way, we educate our society collectively that it's not okay and that this is not what we accept. Now, I know it might seem impossible, but believe me, the more people who do it, the more ripple effect it's gonna have. And
no, this is actually impossible. If you have men pay for everything that a woman wants, a woman does, every time that you and a woman have an activity, the man pays, period. You're going to have a lot of women going, oh crap, why is my husband broke? Oh crap, why is my boyfriend broke? I have to contribute to the relationship. Because men aren't being paid enough today so that we can survive on one income. Because women stepped into the workforce in the 1960s and said, hey, I'll do that same job that he's doing, only I'll do it for half as much. And so the employer said, all right, well, that's cool, great, I'll pay you half as much. And now we have a situation where the men have to accept work making less money because it's fine, I'll just hire this woman over here who'll do it for less. Even though it's illegal, it's still, that became the norm of paying less because we have so many people competing for the same jobs.
Anyway, ladies, if you want to know where to meet high-quality men, visit millionaireplaces.com because I have a free cheat sheet with a lot of places where you can actually meet some interesting candidates if you happen to be single.
She wants you to go out and meet millionaires when she is lying to you. Now, I don't have definitive proof that she's lying, but I go to her Instagram page here, and we've looked at the pictures. She does not have any pictures here of her with her man, right? She's hugging a tree. She's talking to somebody. Now, maybe her man is holding the camera, right? Here she claims she doesn't put out any images of her with her man because it's dangerous to do that. It's dangerous to put out images of you with your man on there because there are people on the internet that are going to try to, mess with your relationship, going to try to steal your man away from you, all this, etc. Yeah, tell that to the hundreds of millions, if not billions of couples who put their relationship on social media and have had zero issues because of it. Zero. Not a single issue. Yes, that does happen sometimes, that there are people who see, oh, I want to get that man or I want to get that girl, and they start messing in your relationship. That does happen, yes. I'm not saying it doesn't. But the vast, vast, vast majority of the time, it doesn't happen. I've never heard of it happening ever, of somebody posting about their relationship on social media and then somebody trying to interrupt that relationship. Ever. And I've known a lot of people. I was in college when social media was becoming a thing. So you're either living in a delusion because this doesn't happen, or more likely you don't actually have a man, or your man is not attractive enough for you to show in front of everybody. Here you got this plastic surgery, so this is all fake. Her face is fake because that's where she got the plastic surgery done, on her face. She does have a wedding ring here in this picture, it looks like. Oh, and this is a video. That's a little video, and she's actually talking.
Ladies, remember what I say. You get energy from nature. This is definitely an energy reboost when you just kind of absorb the pure nature energy.
Okay. So hugging a tree apparently is the key to getting energy. I always thought that energy came from things like sleep, breathing, and eating. Okay then. That didn't really show her wedding ring. So, but you can buy a diamond ring and put it on your finger. And I'm sure she can afford to with all of the followers she has on here. She has 260,000 followers. So 260,000 women are trying to get with millionaires and billionaires. But the thing is, she never shows her man, but she has a business devoted to getting a man. She doesn't need to show her man because she has all these 260K followers. If I had a business promoting getting women, attracting women to me, I would have pictures of me with women. Or if I was like, okay, I'm just promoting, hey, let's get a girlfriend. And I had a girlfriend, I'm like, you can get a hot girlfriend. Hey, this is how you do it. I would have pictures of me with my girlfriend. That's just rational. But she doesn't have to do that because 260,000 followers buy her stuff. They're just buying, just eating it up, going, yeah, I can get with a rich man too if I just listen to what she has to say. But she is a narcissist. Her whole thing is, I am the prize, I am the prize, I am the prize. So, yeah, Anna, you are a narcissist gold digger. And if you have succeeded in finding the man that you want and living this rich life that you claim that you live, where you don't have to do anything other than run your business, why are you bothering to run your business? Oh, I know why. We already said. It's so you have something to get out of bed for. Otherwise, you would be completely bored and feel like your life was pointless. And that is fueled by your narcissism, this me attitude. It's all about me and how wonderful I am. Look what I've done. Look how great I am. I've accomplished all this great stuff by being pretty. Oh my goodness. You did something that millions of women do every single day. And every time I go out, I see pretty girls. Every single time I go out, I see pretty girls. They're everywhere. Yet you think it's something special because you live in your own little bubble. This is how all women are. This is how all women think. This is what all women want. Yeah. No thank you. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.